Well, welcome back everyone. As you see, we're back from Pawnee. I didn't film any at Pawnee just because I was getting pulled around, had a lot of things to do, sitting and talking with everybody, just enjoying the weekend. So there should be some other videos that come out. I'll try to share them on the Facebook page of other people that did the videos. So there's going to be videos of the show. But nevertheless, let's kind of show you what we've been doing since we got back. Well, before we left, we planted these silver maple trees. This one here already was kind of crooked. We're kind of hoping that it takes off and starts straightening up. We wasn't able to water it the few days that we were gone, but the leaves are still somewhat soft, so it has a pretty good shot at making it. There are a couple more. We got this one here. It's another silver maple. It's a little bit taller. It's about maybe 6 foot tall. And same deal. The leaves are soft still. They're not completely dried out, and the stems here are pretty green, so I'm pretty optimistic on it coming back. The last couple of days I've been watering it pretty heavily, so hopefully it'll green back up and take off. And we're coming up to our third silver maple. Same story. This one here is about 3.5 feet tall. And so it'll be, hopefully, I believe all the silver maples, all 3 of them, will take off and do good. So that'll lead us to our 4th tree. Our 4th tree here doesn't look very good, but this is a mulberry tree. The wind is kind of starting to want to make it come over, but which I will be getting some rope and some stakes and try to straighten it back up. I don't know if mulberry trees don't like to be transplanted, but this was kind of a last second decision to kind of hopefully maybe get something to work. So if you know anything more about mulberry trees, or maybe how to transplant them a little better, and obviously late April, early May is not the ideal transplanting time. We're looking at possibly getting a couple other trees, maybe a couple of fruit trees, but that'll come a little bit later. Also, now that we're back from Pawnee, I get to finally start on a project I should have started a long time ago, but just been so busy with other projects, finally getting to it. That's my Oliver Superior number 38 grain drill. Still, you can see some of the original paint. Best I can tell is this is an early Model 38. So the seed boxes were yellow. And I mean, all the wood is pretty well rotted out. I mean, there's a little bit left, but nothing worth saving. So all this is gonna have to come off, get taken apart, get cleaned up. Every single one of these seed tubes I'm gonna take apart, clean up, grease it up, get it freed up. I mean, the boxes have a little bit of rust in spots, but I think where all that's rusted is where the wood is, so I don't think that's gonna be too big of a problem. Let's hold this one here open. So yeah, I've done a lot of cleaning in here already before, but just kind of stopped. But other than that, I mean, it's still for what's here, it's really in decent shape. It's just gonna need some work. So just kind of this little walk around of my latest project. I did bend this wheel because a tree was growing up in it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this wheel straightened out. I do, however, have a parts drill that I need to go get that has the same wheels that I can replace the 2 that's on here, though I still have a matching set of wheels. They're a little bit different, off a little bit later number 38, but still the shaft size the same, and everything else should work out just fine. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to leave the fertilizer box on. You see over here on this other side, there's still some original paint on it. There you can see there. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave this on. These fertilizer boxes aren't in the best of shape. I mean, there's really nothing in here that would agitate. I mean, the agitator's been removed or never had it. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave this on here or take it off just for simplicity. But, well, that's a quick walk around of the new project for the channel and what I hope to have done here shortly. But leave a comment down below. Do you think I should leave the fertilizer box on, or should I take it off and leave it off and leave it clean? Or maybe even use it as a planter for the wife to plant her flowers in front of the house. But that's about all I got for this. So it's, last but not least, let's do a little update on the wheat and the corn. Well, the current date is May 5th, and as you can see, the wheat inside here, it's starting to turn. It's starting to turn that beautiful golden color, but if you can also see all the rye that has came up with it. And about 2 weeks ago, you couldn't tell there was any rye in it. It was just pure wheat. And now the rye is just as thick as the wheat is. I don't know if that's just a side effect of me not tilling the soil enough or what, or is this just something I'm gonna have to deal with because I don't put down any chemical. If you know, please leave a comment and kind of help me out. That way maybe I know what to do next year. That way I don't have this problem. But I mean, if we was farming rye, we'd have a pretty good stand here. But the wheat, it's in there, and not sure how well the camera is really picking it up. Not too well that I can see. But the wheat is a lot thicker than it appears on camera. And still have, just walk right here, still have really good heads. I mean, long old heads. I mean, my hand's about 7 inches long, and it's almost as long as my hand. That head right there is probably 4.5 inches. Like I said, they're all averaging anywhere from 4 to 5.5, and just a couple of 6-inch long heads. Like, oh, there's one right there. It's really starting to turn. That one there is probably about a 6-inch head there. That brown one here. But oh, there's another good one. That one there is probably a solid 5-inch head. But the wheat's starting to turn, so we should be binding here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, just based off what I'm observing here. So I don't know how much the rye is going to cause a problem. I'm sure it's going to, just because it's not turning like the wheat is. But I'll keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. So we'll move on to the corn. All right, so we're walking up here to the sweet corn patch. There's some that are looking really good, and there's some that are still kind of stunted. I'm not sure if just the cold weather is really holding them up, this row especially. But this one here is not doing too bad, and this outside row isn't doing too bad. But other than that, still all the plants are still here. They're green. They're not looking too bad. That one right there is by far my best sweet corn plant. That one there's probably the second. And first one here is probably about 1.5 feet tall now. So the sweet corn is really starting to take off. So I'm really pleased about that. And yesterday, I didn't film it, but I did cultivate this spot again, the yellow dent. Since I came back from Pawnee, it had sprouted and came up. You can definitely tell which side of the planter was working well and which side wasn't. I don't think I'm gonna come back in and try to reseed, just because it's been a 1.5 weeks since I planted, and I don't want to spread them out that far. But I got one solid row here, and I'll have a good row here. This one here's got a pretty good row. There is a lot of grass that's intermingled, as the sky is pretty overcast, but it's supposed to be like that here for a couple of days. So once the sun comes back out, I'm gonna try to get out here and cultivate it again. That way maybe it'll burn up some of this grass. But we do have a couple of days of just colder temperatures. Here's a corn. Here's one of the yellow dent right here coming up. But we do have a couple of days of kind of cooler weather. I think Thursday, which will be the day this video is coming out, it's supposed to drop down into the 40s. So I'm not going to expect too much progress from here. But the yellow dent's not looking too bad. And we're starting to get into the dry season. So I don't know if I'm going to throw the disc back on the planter. That way I can get a deeper water furrow, because we're starting to lead into our early summer, late spring, early summer. So I don't know if that's going to be necessary. The Jimmy Red, that's what you're looking at here, is doing fantastic. You know, I am thoroughly pleased with how the Jimmy Red is coming up, how it looks. It looks different than what it did yesterday. I think the cultivating really greened it up, and I think it shot up about another 2 or 3 inches since I was out here yesterday. And everything is looking really good, really green. Our rows are looking really good. I am thoroughly pleased with the way the Jimmy Red is coming out. And the last couple of rows, you can see one right here. That's a yellow dent row. We go over another 42 inches. There's another yellow dent row. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but they are there. This is where I'm guessing that one planter tube jammed up, because where there should be a row, there's nothing. I turned around, should be a row, there's nothing. And then this last row, which you can see a couple, there's a row there. So that's, I'm guessing this jammed up somewhere in this second half. But other than that, the yellow dent's coming up. I think this weekend, this coming Saturday, I'm gonna try to plant our experimental hybrid corn I'm wanting to try to develop, which, if you'd like to know more about that, I'll try to put together a video of what I'm attempting to do and what my goal for the corn that I want to develop is going to do and be able to do. And possibly here in a few years, have a corn that I'm proud of, that I might even sell seed to you, the viewers. So, but that's a few years down the road. We're a long ways from there, and we don't even know if it's even going to work. But this one here is probably the best Jimmy Red plant right here. This little guy here at the end. He's probably about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot tall. But the Jimmy Red looks fantastic. Extremely pleased with that. So I'm, knock on wood, we don't have any bad weather that destroys the crop between now and harvest. Either one, the wheat or the corn. And we actually have a good year and a good harvest. I'm just extremely blessed for everything we have going on for us, and really excited about our future. So, as always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you all in the next one.